How y'all doing? Are you watching? Are you watching YouTube video live streams? I guess. Damn, what's wrong with this freaking thing? I guess the MLK march went. Damn it! What the f is wrong with this thing? Why won't it work right? Is it upside down? Um, Hold on. Let me try and get this. I don't know why it's acting up, being all freaking goofy. The MLK March. You know, today is Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, so it's Martin Luther King's day today, January 19th. And all the First Amendment auditors are down in LA, and something just popped off. Something popped off, and they started basically like rioting, and they brought in all the cops. I don't know if you're paying attention to it, but yeah, that's what's going on. And so there's actually one person I just subscribed to their channel right now, and he does his channel in Korean. It's Korean, but I subscribed anyway. So, you know, it's pretty cool because when these First Amendment auditors, the guy I was watching is called Law something, and I really overate today. Those Gordon fish, they're wild caught, and they are good. But anyhow, yeah, so it's pretty cool because when these First Amendment auditors, they go by and they ask other people, what's your channel? What's your channel? You can start getting all kinds of channels. You can start subscribing to them. And then if something ever goes on in that area, you got all these channels that start getting everybody's perspective of what's going on. So this is the free flow of information. And so I just thought I'd let you know that. I don't know what's going on down there in LA, but personally, I think it is, they are communicating with those people over in Minnesota. And they're like, you F with them, you're going to F with us too. This is the same thing they were doing in the 60s. They're freaking murdering the citizens. Right? This is the same damn thing they were doing in the 60s. Pulling in the army to go out there and freaking shoot these people. Civil rights activists, rioters, whatever you want to call them. Right? They're just trying to show them who's the boss. Right? This is what they were doing back in the 60s. And if you don't believe me, then you ain't watched the documentary that really they don't want you to know about. And I think they're gonna pull it off the market. Just like they pulled Aaron Russo's DVD off the market. I'll show it to you here in a minute. Let me just check my signal first. Yeah, so I'm checking this out. This is Anchorage Daily News, and it shows you those army people right there. They're getting to deploy them to Minnesota, and it says Pentagon readies 1,500 soldiers from Alaska to possibly deploy to Minnesota. Officials say the Pentagon has ordered active prepare possible deployment in Minnesota. Defense officials told Washington Post after President Trump threatened to invoke the Insurrection Act in response to unrest there. This is the same damn thing they were doing in the 60s. They're freaking killing the citizens, showing them who's boss by using the military, bringing out their guns. right? And these people are out there with freaking snowballs, right? Shame, shame. These people are freaking nuts, dude. That's why. Just a second. Let me check my signal here. Make sure it's coming out good. Okay, Chris Norland is reporting on it too. Let me just check my channel real quick. Okay. Okay, I see there's some people in the comments. Wow. This is a world record. People in the comments. Wow. 38 people. Now I got stage fright. But yeah, I don't know why you're all in here. All the people are reporting on what's going on down there in LA. But I think that's what it is. They're like saying, send them mofos down here and we'll show you what time it is. Why? Because, well, I'm not going to tell you why. But I will show you this so that you can get a freaking clue. You don't go fight people with guns, with snowballs. That just proves what a total freaking idiot you are. Okay? They were doing the same thing to the American Indians. It was called AIM, American Indian Movement. To the Young Lords, I guess they were on the east north coast. There was the Young Lords and the Latin Kings. These people somehow, I think there was like from Cuba or Puerto Rico or something. This was during the Cuban Missile thing when Russia was about to launch off some missiles at the United States. This was during Fidel Castro over in Cuba, and the Black Panthers were actually kicking it with these people, right? And they were kicking it with Mao Zedong over in China, right? This was a protest against freaking the corrupt leaders, the oppressors, and so look at Cuba. There's a place that there's a YouTube channel and it's called Leo de Cuba, and he puts his camera out so that you can see out in the street. Their cars are back from the 1950s. They have been punishing these people from day one. Okay? You remember when they went out there and they were throwing paper towels? I think that was in Puerto Rico. That's freaking, I know ultimately the creator is in charge, and I know a lot of these people are not nice, but I know some people are nice. There's nicer people over there than there are here. I know a lot of people that are down here in poverty. The poor people, I know there's a lot of bad ones. They're like animals. I know that, okay? But at the same time, these leaders are devils. Okay? And humanity is evolving. In my opinion, it is evolving from the things I've seen. Okay? Like free internet. This is the free flow of information. Humanity is evolving. And so these people need to watch this documentary that they don't want you to know about. There was another documentary by Aaron Russo that I was promoting a while back. And during the time that I was promoting it, which has been probably for the last 10 or 12 years, they removed it from the market. They pulled it off of Amazon. And then you couldn't even watch it anywhere. And then they threw a bunch of decoys on YouTube so that when people went over to watch Aaron Russo's movie, it was called Mad as Hell, the audio was so jacked up that people would just It's horrible. And just not even watch it and never think about it again. This is the tricks they use. They also, in my opinion, made a movie as a decoy that was named the same title, Mad as Hell, The Young Turks. I 100% believe the government made that movie as a decoy so that people would not find Aaron Russo's movie titled Mad as Hell. If you want to find it, there's one channel that I know has a pretty good copy of it. The audio is in sync with the video. And you can find it by typing in Aaron Russo's Mad as Hell Call Evades. Or you can even just type in Aaron Russo Call Evades. Call Evades is KOLLYVADES. Type in that and it should take you to the video. And it's important that you watch all of the video because it's kind of like it looks like it's going to end and it'll go, you know, like it ended for like probably 10 seconds and then it starts up on the second part. And that's where they interview these people and they talk about the sheriff. And I think this DVD is actually, this documentary by Aaron Russo was actually the catalyst for the First Amendment auditors on YouTube. Okay? Hence, why do you think they pulled it off the market? They also pulled off the market. You can go and check for yourself on Amazon. They're not available no more. These were DVDs. They also pulled off the market the murder of Fred Hampton. Fred Hampton was a 20-year-old civil rights activist back in the 60s. On December 4th, 1968 or 69, they gathered up a posse led by the FBI director, the United States Attorney General, the Attorney General of Illinois, the mayor of Chicago, and the police chief of Chicago. And they made a little posse there at 3 o'clock in the morning. 4 o'clock in the morning, they went down and murdered a 20-year-old civil rights activist in his sleep because they drugged him by his Judas friend, his own kind, was a freaking Judas, a snitch, a agent provocateur, okay? William O'Neill. And murdered him, a 20-year-old, grown-ass men. Grown-ass men planned this stuff to go murder a 20-year-old civil rights activist and got away with it. It's absolutely documented. They did this illegal murder, and not one person even got a slap on the wrist. Absolutely documented proof. Hence, why do you think they pulled the DVD off the market? It's called The Murder of Fred Hampton. And there's also a bunch of decoys out there. So if you want to see some of the stuff that was going on in the 1960s, which is probably where it's going now, because this is the same damn thing they were doing, then watch this documentary and it shows you what these people were doing back in the 1960s. And they weren't throwing snowballs at people with freaking guns. They put on freaking helmets, right? They were ready. The documentary is called The Weather Underground. Okay? It's written better over here because I misspelled the. It's called The Weather Underground. You can watch it on YouTube for free or watch it wherever you watch your documentaries at. Okay? It's a documentary on and now that one video that I told you about Aaron Russo, you can type in Aaron Russo Call Evades and you'll find it that way on YouTube. It's called Mad as Hell. But he also made another documentary, and this other documentary is still up on YouTube. They haven't pulled it. And it is America, Freedom to Fascism. Watch this documentary and then you will be up to speed. You will know what's going on. This is the real oppressor. Mahatma Gandhi said, all this stuff that you see that's going on like in Minnesota, that's nothing. The real culprit, he said, oppression is the worst form of violence. And this tells you who the oppressor is. This is the mofo who's making people homeless and everything else you can imagine, which leads to violence. That's why Mahatma Gandhi said, oppression is the worst form of violence. Okay? You can watch this on YouTube. It's all over the place on YouTube. It's by Aaron Russo. It's America, Freedom to Fascism. Okay? And let's see, I got something posted on my Facebook. David Icke is back on YouTube. Right? David Icke is back on YouTube. And well, this movie here, that's for everybody. Everybody can watch it. And if you don't believe it, and if you're real smart and you don't believe it, you don't believe Aaron Russo, and you're real smart, then read this book. Okay? The Creature from Jekyll Island. And that will make you a believer. If you're not real super smart, don't even look at the book. Just watch the documentary. Okay? Because in my opinion, you won't be interested in it. If you're really super smart and you go through books like butter, then all the facts are right there and it'll make you a believer. The Creature from Jekyll Island by Dr. G. Edward Griffin. Okay? And here's my Facebook. Okay, because I actually put Aaron Russo's Mad as Hell. I put it up on the highest on my page. I re-put it up there. So if you want to go check me out on Facebook, there's a link to that one documentary. Okay? So that's what's going on. And, you know, they send these people over to Minnesota, it's going to pop off in LA. Okay? You don't think they're talking to each other? Right? You might as well declare war on the whole United States. Okay. This is civil war. And so now back to what I'm doing with the electric vehicle. Let's see if I can remember. Okay. You know that I was trying to achieve 5,000 watts. Well, they've already got it. And it's 400 pounds lighter than the old technology. It's in golf carts. Golf carts run on a 5,000 watt battery pack. They were using like 12 batteries. I can show you. If I don't, I've got a battery right here. I was using them to power my refrigerator. They were using like 12 of these, right? To make 48 volts. 12 times 12 is 24. 12 and 12 is 24. 24 and 24 is 48. So they were using 6-volt batteries. So there was like 8. So these new batteries that they have, they're called LifePo 4 batteries. They're 400 pounds lighter. And it comes in a unit already. I forget exactly what they're called. But there's 2 different kinds. You can make them go horizontal or you can stack them vertically. Right? The standard type battery that you're used to, you can make those horizontal. But these new things that they have coming out, I forget what it's called. I'll have to remember the name next time. These, you stack them vertically to where they're like about 3 feet. These are like a Tesla wall. And it's already there. 5,000 watts. They've got them for sale right now, $600. You plug this into your solar panels and you're good to go. I could be charging my car right now. And the solar panels are basically $10 per 100 watts. So do the math, $100 per 1,000. $500 for a 5,000 watt system, and they will deliver them to your house for free. They're used, but they're perfectly fine because the technology is going so fast. They're taking off all these solar panels and putting in the new technology like every year, right? And so they have thousands and thousands of these available. They're on Facebook Marketplace. I just saw one today. They will deliver 10 of them to your house, 200 watts a piece, which is kind of low, right? Because they've got some panels that put out 500 watts now. Incredibly. I'm looking for the 300 watt panels myself. But there's this person right now, I saw him. He will deliver 10 panels to your house for free for $500 or $75 for one delivered. That's pretty damn good. And so, yeah. So I was trying to figure out, with the batteries and everything. Well, now I've figured it out. You just bump it up to a 48 volt system. You can go as high as you want, right? I wouldn't want to go higher than 48 volts, right? And, but yeah, it's a golf cart pack. And it's a 5,000 watts. It's basically 5,000 watts, 4,700, 850. Basically 5,000. That's what you need. And that will fully charge your car. It's a 5,000. Well, it won't fill. You need 3 of them. To charge my car, you need 3 of them because it takes 3 hours to charge the car at level 2. Level 2 is like the one here is 5,000, 6,000 watts. That's a lot of power. So you need 3 of them. And so that would be $1,800 if you wanted to do that. But it wouldn't be just to charge your car. You could run all the appliances in your house, your washing machine, your water heater, whatever. But also, they have these things already made. They're called fast chargers. Fast chargers put out crazy amount of electricity. Just absolutely crazy amount. 50,000 watts. Some of them are putting out 100,000, 300,000. It's unbelievable. Okay. And, but they have these portable units to where if you run out of electricity in your electric car, when you call AAA or these roadside assistance, they have these things that are already made. They're like portable power packs, and they fast charge your car with like 50,000 volts. I mean, 50,000 watts. So if you have this system set up, you can have this right on the side there on standby, all powered by free energy coming from the sun because of where the technology is right now. The battery technology is through the roof and gets better every day. Solar panel technology is through the roof and getting better every day. To tell you the truth, even this is still, there's free energy all this is just so that they can make money, but at least they're cleaning up the planet, and we can get some liberation from the largest industry on planet Earth, which is energy. Okay, so it's going in the right direction. But just to let you know, I know that there are free energy devices where you don't need all these different things. Okay, when man evolves in the next 10 or 1 or 2 decades, then maybe it'll finally see light of day. Don't ask me when it will. If you want to find out about free energy, take your ass down to the library and read books on Nikola Tesla. He had a free energy device. He made it twice, once in Colorado and once in Manhattan Beach, New York. And White Westinghouse, I think it was JP Morgan, I'm not sure. But White Westinghouse, whoever was sponsoring him, because he was so smart, he's made hundreds of freaking inventions. All our electrical transmission is from Nikola Tesla. Okay. And they burnt them down to the ground, both of them, because the whole world would have had free energy, not just the big cities. You'd have people out in the Congo would have free energy, right? People in the South America, in the Amazon forest would have energy. In the Sahara Desert, the whole world would have had free energy. So they burned it down to the ground. Okay. So I'm just letting you know that I know all this stuff. Okay. But I'm still going with the clean energy, solar power. That's all, you know, who knows when that will materialize. When humanity straightens up and flies right, it'll be released to the people. So they have this thing that's fast charger, and it's like, you know what? It is useful to have that, because if you're sitting here with your car, okay, and you want to charge for free instead of plugging into your electrical, you could fast charge your car and take off down to fast charge off of other places. They've got 5,000 watt systems all over the United States. A lot of them are free. There's one sitting in Avenel, California, right here. I've already charged off it for free. It's a 5,000 watt system. They've got it's got 12 huge solar panels on these things. It's called, I guess, Electrify America is one of them. And they're all over the place. I've made videos of it. But yeah, this device would be useful because, you know, sometimes your car is going to not be full charged, and you can't just sit here and wait on a level 1 charger, right? You have to, you know, there's times that you have to go right now. And so this fast charger would be convenient to have at home as a standby if that situation arises. But as it is, level 1 charging is a piece of cake. We can do it with 1,000 watts. Okay? You can get one battery is 1,000 watts, but that's only for 1 hour. So it needs to charge for 10 hours. My car needs to charge for 10 hours. If you're charging a Tesla, just multiply by 10, because my car only does, you know, like 100 miles. The Teslas do 300, 400, or 500. So that's a different story. It'll take forever to charge those. You need level 2. You need a 5,000 watt system to charge those. But on my car, my situation, it takes 10 hours on level 1. So I would need, as a backup, you know, for fail proof. Okay, in the summertime, you can do it with one battery. Okay, because it's mostly daylight. Well, you can't really do it with one battery. I would say if you're gonna, how many hours at night there are there? There's like 8 hours. I don't know. Just play it off safe. Um, 10 batteries. You need 10,000 watts. Each battery is 1,000 watt hour. That means it'll charge your car for 1 hour on level 1. So I would need 10 batteries if I wanted to charge it at night when there's no solar energy. But in the summertime, there's so much sunshine, right? The car's out there all the time, right? But yeah, it takes 10 batteries for this car. So if I get home at night and the car's empty and I want to put it on the level 1 to charge all overnight, it has to have 10 batteries on it. And these batteries right now, I don't know what's going on, okay? They're back to like $100 each. And well, I saw one last night, and it was 48 volts, 100 amps, and it said $129 on it. So I put it into my cart. And now today, when I went look for it, there's nothing in the cart. So I don't know what's going on with that, but eventually the price will come down on those. So I got to search around, do some more stuff. But like I said, right now, I can't even afford this stuff anyway. But I can afford the solar. I can afford the solar powers, the solar panels. So with one battery, I'm good to go. Right? And eventually you want to have 4 batteries. Okay, I'm kind of like just thinking, okay. I'm thinking, I don't really know how to do this, but they have a meter which I will be getting and showing it to you. It's a kick-ass meter. Right? It's not like a digital multimeter. This is a freaking kick-ass meter for designing solar panel stations, and it tells you everything. Tells you your kilowatts, tells you it's got like 5 different things on it that it tells you, and it's only $40 out of China. So this is going to be kick-ass once I start designing this, because the solar panels, which cost about the solar panels, which you need 3 of them for 1,000 watts, cost about $100 each. You can get last year's models used for $30. That's 90% less. It's a piece of cake to get the solar panels. And with one battery, 1,000 watt battery, which goes for like $100. These are LiFePO 4 batteries. With one battery and those 3 panels, you're good to go. Right? Hook up your inverter, plug your car into it. Just make sure it's a kick-ass, top of the line, pure sine wave inverter. And you're good to go. That car could be fully charged right now off all the energy from today. It sat out there all day long. It would be full charged right now. Okay, so that's what's going on. And I just wanted to share that stuff with you, that something is popping off over in LA. And then I read this thing that they're going to deploy these troops, 1,500 troops. I guess it's the Army. I don't know. Looked like the Army to me. And to Minnesota. And you got this thing popping off in LA. That's what they're saying. You mess with them, you're going to be messing with these people over here. You're going to start a freaking war, a civil war. You remember back Rodney King, what popped off at Rodney King? And a few times when that one person, that 13-year-old chick, when that happened to her for taking a soda, and then there was the how they attacked the Black Panthers, how they attacked the Black Panther Party back in the 60s is exactly what they're doing now. They're trying to tell the people, show the people who is boss with their freaking guns. Right? The same damn thing. So if you want to see what popped off in the 1960s, watch this documentary. It's on YouTube for free. It's called The Weather Underground. Okay? And if you want to watch Aaron Russo, then go to my YouTube. Go to my Facebook. It's listed up there. The first thing up there. It's Mad as Hell by Aaron Russo. But I suggest that if you do watch Mad as Hell by Aaron Russo, go straight to the YouTube channel and access it that way. Type in Aaron Russo, Call Evade, straight through YouTube. Because I don't know if you've noticed it or not, but when you go in, when you access a video on YouTube through Facebook, it doesn't show you the comments and doesn't let you have access to the comments. And that is the free flow of information. Okay? It's in the comments. This is insanity that this video only has 48 comments. Okay? But just a few people, with just a few people who freaking wisen up and have integrity and get involved to fight against injustice and tyranny, just a few people can change everything. And that's the way it's always been. Because the masses are a bunch of freaking animals. They're selfish. And that's the way it is. Okay? So thanks for tuning in, everybody. This was a world record. I've never had 38 people in here at one time. This is a world record. And talk to you later. Thanks for leaving Thanks for leaving comments, everybody. I'll read them here as soon as I turn this thing off, because I still got them on my phone down there.